mom wants me expelled, gets own son expelled. This all started 20 years ago. At this point, I was in 3rd grade, and we suddenly got a new student, which we call CC. CC started attending our school in the middle of the school year. As you'd expect, he's quite shy from a new environment. Our school was a private school and didn't have many students. As such, the teachers were very attentive towards us. Some roughhousing did happen from time to time, but physical bullying was a big no-no, which would involve the parents of both parties and the director of the establishment. So we were taught to all be friends and bar some mild, unfocused verbal bullying for some kids. Small children are horrible. Nothing bad ever happened. Back to our boy CC. He was shy and as already stated, but the class welcomed him by the end of the first week. He was already playing tag with us and everybody was cool with him. I spent a lot of time with him. I don't remember why or what we talked about when he was sitting next to me. We had a good time. That's kids do, playing tag and football. I used to bring everyone to my place and eventually CC was up. That day, my best friend from the neighborhood where I live happened to come over. Everything got real tense happened that my friend knew. He told that CC was a huge liar and that he'd been expelled from his school. I didn't believe him even though he was my best friend at the time, since he too had a nasty habit of lying his teeth out. He used to tell me that he had Pokemon Silver and would always forget to bring it over. I still cry at night because of this. I was really looking forward to playing Silver that one time. They went by without a fuss and we managed to have fun despite my friend not liking CC. The day after, CC's mother, let's call her Miss C, called my house. They told my mother that her son had been beaten by me both at school and when at my place. My mother has always been one for lying low and was thoroughly infuriated at me. I was slapped a few times and grounded for the rest of the day, even though my father had been keeping an eye on us and was on my side. Apparently, the woman made such a fuss for the phone that my mother just didn't care. And then compared to CC, who didn't have the foggiest clue on what I was going on about, and my 8-year-old self had any attention span of a goldfish clicking right up from the next day. Incident happened twice or more with the same result. The woman would also phone our house at random occasions and slander me and my mother on the phone, which would spark violent reactions from my mother. At this point, I had totally given up on spending any time with CC both during class and recess. I was also seated on another spot. The teacher probably also noticed that there was something strange going on, or had probably been asked by Miss C in a parent-teacher conference. There was a fourth and final time when Miss C cursing our existence because her precious baby was all bruised. My father decided it was enough and told my mother not to worry about it. He went to the police and then C's house. Turns out CC was healthy as he could be, and that Miss C had a history of making the police come to her house. The class stopped, the school year ended, a new one began. The new kid joined us, Kay. He was tall and bulky and freaking intimidating for a 9-year-old. But for most of all, he was a great guy. We quickly became friends, and Kay was quickly befriended CC. In a turn, I quickly reignited our friendship, and the three of us were the best pals. At some point, Kay stopped talking to CC, and I can only guess that CC or his mother were back to his usual antics. The year eventually ended, and Kay left the school. The next year, though, this is where beef is at, I was still wary of CC's behavior and stopped talking to him beyond the bare minimum required. We had recess with other older kids, and they wanted the ball on pitch 8 out of 10 times, so we were regulated to playing stuff like tag, hide and seek, rock, paper, scissors, and the like of our game of tag had a little extra rule. The place where we used to play had a fence but had a small step. If you get stand on the step, then you're clear. You cannot stand in the safe zone for over 10 seconds. We counted those allowed. It was anywhere between over 10 seconds to way too much time in the clear. The girls also brought the concept of trying to kick whoever was trying to tag you when you stood in the safe zone. This was mainly there so that you stay clear of a bit of room, so you dash out of the safe zone. Consider it as giving a leg's worth of pace. The teachers didn't like it, but it wasn't acceptable. So here we go. CC was it. He had beginning kicked a few times by now, and he was still laughing and trying to get someone. He starts rushing for me, and I dash for the fence. Get in the clear, and before I started counting, he gets close to me as physically as possible. Naturally, I did the thing as I raised my leg with the little space I had. And I instead lightly kneed him in the upper leg. The guy stumbles down and starts crying as he had been seriously beaten. The teacher comes over, calms him down, tells me to come with her. I was scared. Yeah. since he and I had a history. I still remember my teacher going upstairs saying this is going to be very complicated. When we got to the classroom, she told me to sit down on my desk and do my homework. In the meantime, she was smoking near the window while looking outside and keeping an eye on the kids in her class. The principal comes in. Oh God, I'm in trouble now. They talk next to the window, and at some point the teacher just burst out, "Hey, look at that!" I don't know where the special parent-teacher conference is gonna happen in a week. Another attendant, when she came back, she gave me the silent treatment. I thought that my grades hadn't gone down. The next day, CC was nowhere to be seen. Everyone was giving me a strange look. Some even asked me if it was okay for me to be here, which was confusing me quite a bit. After the week, CC came back, attending classes for a day like normal, and was never seen or from again. I still didn't know what happened. My mother had been angry at me for causing a scene for the whole week and refused to talk to me. I was later told that CC had been expelled. Whenever his father attended the meetings, everything was chill. Missy had been asking for mine and a number of other students removed from the school for 3 years. CC had attended the school. When confronted at the last conference, she had been extremely vocal about it, and the director told her that whatever fabrications she or CC were making were just that, fabrications. They observed them for a while, and his stories didn't fit. She apparently at some point to my mother and told the teacher, "I want you to do something about your child, you female dog." The director probably gave CC a week of detention and asked him to stop attending her school. He was given 1 day to say goodbye, which he didn't.